been way too long since I last posted a video. My bad. Last couple months have been really busy. Finished up my dissertation, submitted it, got the results. I'm a master. Moved from London back to Chicago where I grew up. Got a job in an apartment. Have been volunteering at a museum, and it's been winter, and this video takes place outside, and I just honestly couldn't work up the motivation to film it. Hope you can understand. In any case, today I am going to take you to the Balbo Monument here in Chicago. It's an ancient Roman column that's been here for quite some time, has a super fascinating history. So let's get cracking. So while we watch me make my way to the monument, which takes some time, I will go over the history of how this 2,000-year-old column from Ostia, Italy ended up in Chicago. In the meantime, you can enjoy the wonderful views of the L system, and once I get above ground, it's actually nice views, I swear. Anyway, so on June 30th of 1933, 25 seaplanes left Italy, led by Mussolini's air marshal and generally beloved war hero, Italo Balbo. These planes arrived in Chicago on July 15th of 1933. They landed on the lake during the 1933-34 Chicago World's Fair. This was an immensely long-distance trip, and it was sensational, and to commemorate the event, 7th Street in Chicago was renamed Balbo Drive. That's the name it still has today. In addition to Balbo Drive and the Balbo Monument I am on my way to see, there's a third monument to Italo Balbo in Chicago. You will see it in a little bit when I'm above ground. I shortly film a Christopher Columbus statue sort of near the Field Museum. On the side of this statue of Christopher Columbus is an inscription that honors the wings of Italy and Italo Balbo. So, Italo Balbo stayed in Chicago for 5 days with his squadron and was celebrated with a huge parade down Michigan Avenue with about 1 million people in attendance. On August 12th, Balbo and his squadron wrapped up their promotional tour, having landed in Italy at the Lido di Ostia. This whole trip was a really, really big deal. It was such a big deal that Mussolini donated an ancient Roman column from Ostia Antica to the people of Chicago to commemorate Balbo's trip and celebrate the greatness of fascist Italy. This column presumably arrived by boat, but we really don't know. I've been unable to uncover any sort of history on how it arrived, but I do know that it arrived in 1934, and it still stands where it was originally placed at the Century of Progress Pavilion at the World's Fair, that 1933-34 World's Fair in Chicago. I cannot emphasize enough how far removed this monument is. As you may have noticed, it is taking me a while to get to this monument. Granted, I'm coming from the northwest side of Chicago. Hey, Logan Square friends! Which made my journey about 45 minutes. But even if you are coming from the center of the city, say you're staying in the Loop, you're visiting, whatever, it's still not easy to access this monument. Public transportation doesn't really get you anywhere near to it. The easiest way to access the monument is through the museum campus. Take the bus up maybe to the Shed Aquarium, I think is about as far as you can go before you actually go past the trail that it's on. But in reality, the monument is really closest to Soldier Field, but it's not close to any of the entrances or exits to the stadium. That's the stadium where the Bears play. So again, it's not easy to get to this thing. The Lakefront Trail that passes right by the monument is really quite removed. There's a small harbor alongside it, and then you have Northerly Island where there used to be an airport. It's now a really nice nature preserve with great trails, but again, not really heavily trafficked or frequented. And this path that I was on is really only frequented by runners and cyclists. In fact, you'll see those are the only people who pass me, and that was the case when I visited this monument several years ago with my brother in the summertime. Nobody's out here. And moreover, there's neither any sort of signage identifying the monument nor an easy way to access it. The inscriptions on the monument are facing away from the path, so you can't read them from the path. You either have to hop the fence or find a break in the fence, which they are there. I use them to go near it, and then you walk across the grass. There isn't a path, there's nothing. So essentially you have to break in to read the inscriptions, and I think this is for good reason. Chicago certainly is not proud of this monument. In fact, the inscriptions in the travertine base have really been left to fade away to weathering. They're practically illegible. Thankfully, the internet exists and has the full text. So on the south-facing side of the base is an inscription in Italian, and on the west-facing side, meaning the side facing Soldier Field, the side that is least visible from the path, is the English translation, describing the monument as a gift from the people of fascist Italy, reading, "This column, 20 centuries old, erected on the shores of Ostia, port of imperial Rome, to safeguard the fortunes and victories of the Roman triremes, fascist Italy, by command of Benito Mussolini, presents to Chicago exaltation symbol memorial of the Atlantic squadron led by Balbo, that with Roman daring flew across the ocean in the 11th year of the fascist era." There's a whole lot of fascist pride on the base of this monument, and I can understand why Chicago would sort of prefer to forget this thing exists, and as time has passed, I think people really have forgotten who Italo Balbo is. There have been a few attempts to have Balbo Drive renamed, particularly after World War II, but as far as I know, no one has said anything about the monument, and really it is surprising that it wasn't removed after World War II. And at this point, you are probably wondering why I care, and it boils down to the fact that my first ever archaeological excavation was at Ostia Antica. This amazing column from a place I hold quite fond memories of is weirdly in my hometown. Like, what? It's so weird. And having visited it several times now, I'm mostly struck by how exposed this incredible Roman column is. As you can see, the lake is right there. You know, you have the little bit of a harbor, you have Northerly Island, which is a tiny spit of land with mostly prairie grasses on it, and then you have the lake. And the trees between the lake and the column are sparse and young, and, you know, they're completely barren in the winter. They hardly offer any protection from the freezing winds, the snow, the rain, the crappy weather coming off the lake 8 months of the year, if not more. As an archaeologist, I can't help but be sad when I see this beautiful Roman column left out to weather away every Chicago winter due to its reputation as a fascist monument. Can't we just remove it and save it? In any case, as you're about to see, I tried to prop my camera onto a fence and kind of run over to show you the size of this monument. I'm about 5'2", if that helps you at all. Might give you at least a little bit of a guesstimate as to the size of the base. But as for the height of the column, it's really difficult for me to guess based on the view from the ground, and I wasn't really able to find any information on it. So if anyone knows or can offer up any info, I would love to hear it. And yeah, I guess just enjoy me goofing off now. Hey guys, I'm kind of an idiot and did not dress warm enough for this. Classic Chicagoan. I hate to admit it, but I am just as stubborn as everyone else and just can't bear to wear a winter coat in March. It did snow 3 days ago, I think it was. Yeah, pretty sure it was 3 days ago. Like Monday. And I did have to wear my winter coat again, and I had put away all my boots because a week ago, before the snow, it was like 72 out, but naturally not the case right now. Whatever, not pleased. But in any case, my hands are like, oof, completely frozen. Good job, Liz. Anyway, yeah. Gonna walk home now. Not walk home. Gonna take the faster route. So, bye-bye, monument. Oh, there it is.